I don't know if that's relevant on the paths to excellence, but a couple of things that helped me, and I mentioned that on that program that you talked about, which Karan Thapar did, called Face to Face with Young Achievers. You know the word I loved most in that? Not face, not achievers, but young. Yeah? You crave what you lose, always. So I crave the words young and hair. But I told him that one of the things that worked for me was I was willing to be a non-striker. I was quite happy to be a non-striker. I played in a university team where I was nowhere near being the best player. But I wanted to be very good at something. And I knew I could not be very good. I could not be the best in batting. I knew I could not be the best in bowling. I did enough of both to be in the side. But I loved fielding from the bottom of my heart. You know, I'd get up in the morning and the sound I would imagine was not the ball coming off the middle of the bat. It makes a beautiful sound. It makes chick. Have you heard that sound? Not talk. When it goes talk, it means either you've got a bad bat or you can't bat. When it goes chick, it's a beautiful sound. But the sound I loved more than anything else was the ball hitting my palm. You know, when the ball hits the palm, it's exactly where it should when you're taking a difficult catch. And I'd imagine that sound. And I found that because I was the best fielder in the team, I became friends with everybody. Because when a bowler bowls a bad ball, when he bowls short outside the off stump, he closes his eyes and in his mind he sees 4 runs going against his name in the scorebook. And if you can dive to your left and cut it off and keep it down to 1, you get the biggest grin on his face. Because you've saved him 3 runs. It doesn't count in yours. You don't go in the scorebook for that. He goes in the scorebook as 3 runs short. Or if you take a great catch, you take a brilliant catch, in the bowling analysis, it goes in the bowler's name. So by being very, very good at fielding, I was actually becoming the best friend of the bowler, and I was making myself invaluable to the team. And I found that when I batted, if I could get off the strike as quickly and as consistently as possible, I was actually doing a very good job for my team. Because I was building a partnership. And partnerships are the lifeblood of every innings. And I grew in course of time to bat at number 6. But when I started off, I'm batting 8 or 9. And at 8 or 9, and you're batting with number 5, everyone's sitting in the pavilion, they want number 5 to bat. And the moment number 8 takes a single and gets off the strike, they say, good, because now number 5 can bat. And I was part of a lot of partnerships, a lot of big partnerships where I didn't score much. But it added to my value to the side. And I was quite happy being non-striker. And then when I got into the commentary box, initially I tried to compete. It was the biggest mistake I made. I tried to compete because around me everybody was asking me, how much cricket have you played? Everybody. It was like there were ghosts around every corner. I've written another 700 pages of Harry Potter on that. How much cricket have you played? And I said, I'll show them I understand cricket. And in the course of time I said, no, I don't need to. And I discovered that if I could play non-striker in the commentary box, where I say my job is in making Sunil Gavaskar look better. Can I make Jeff Boycott look better? Can I make Ravi Shastri look better? Then they will want to work with me, not with someone who's competing with them. And in trying to make them look better, I actually look better myself. And I found that the moment I started playing non-strike, I dropped my ego. Incidentally, let me tell you, in the world of excellence, if you have ego and anger on your side, you don't need an opponent. Because you've done 90% of the job towards ruining yourself anyway. And I said, I don't have an ego. Yeah? What the hell? I've got the greatest job in the world. So I'll make them look good. And I found in making them look good, there was this sort of mid-50s lady I met in the Taj Bengal one day, lovely silvery hair. And she came and said, you know, Mr. Bhogle, you always ask the questions that we want to ask. And I said, I think I'm doing the right thing. Because in the rarefied world of 20 centuries and 25 centuries, the common man gets left out. Sometimes the common man that allows cricket to work. So as an anchor, I said, can I, on my programs, make my guest feel as comfortable as possible? Because if my guest is comfortable, my guest will be relaxed. If my guest is relaxed, my guest will perform very well on the program. If my guest performs very well on the program, then my program looks good. If my guest is insecure because he's scared that I'm going to scream at him, then I'm not going to produce a good program. So sometimes by subjugating the self, and that's what a lot of cricket coaches and swimming coaches are saying, subjugate the self to achieve excellence. I don't know if that will work for someone who's head of sales or someone who's a medical rep, because that's, I think, is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. I mean, we all make fun of medical reps, right? It's the most difficult job in the world. But I thought by subjugating the self, it actually worked for me. I didn't start off saying, I will subjugate the self, because that looks like it comes out of PGB2 class. But it worked for me, and maybe it will work for you someday.